Hi team, I hope you're all well. Welcome to Bookmas Day 1. Today we're going to be doing a video that I haven't done for a while. It's been quite a few years since I did one of these. I think 3 or 4 years since I last did one of these, and I don't tend to do them anymore because I know my reading tastes pretty well. I've got really good relationships with some authors that I know will, you know, always deliver with a 5-star read. And then over the years, some authors that I had really good relationships with have kind of dwindled a little bit or have given me a little bit of uncertainty. So a 5-star prediction video has just been something that I haven't really done recently in recent years, but I thought that I would do one for 2025. I thought it would be interesting. This year I have read, in 2024, I have read a lot of new to me authors and had very good reactions with them. So I've got a couple of stipulations with this video. These are not necessarily all brand new books that are coming out in 2025. I've got 3 that are coming out in 2025 and then 2 that have already come out that I now own and will be reading for the first time. But these are all authors that I've never read from before, because I didn't want to, you know, it's very easy for me to say, oh, Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez is going to be a 5-star read, because I can pretty much guarantee you that book will be a 5-star read. Similarly with Empire of the Damned by J. Kristoff. I've read the first one. This is a sequel. I know I'm going to love it. I'm already established with the world and the characters, and I know I'm going to love it. So I didn't want to do sequels, and I didn't want to do authors I've already read from. So I have picked 5 books for my 5-star predictions in 2025. I didn't want to do too many because it becomes another list then that I need to read from. But I think that these are going to be pretty good, and I'm hoping that I'm correct on them as well. As again, it's like the uncertainty because they're new to me authors. They're authors I've not read from before. I don't know. So this is basically based off of the vibes from what I've heard about both the author and the book itself, and also the synopsis of the book. So let's get into it, shall we? Shall we do the 2 books that are already out, have been out for a while, and then we'll get into the new releases. So we're going to start off with Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I have heard incredible things about this. Now, what I will say is second chance romance doesn't always go down well for me, and especially a marriage of second chance romance. So that will be interesting. This is a second chance romance, but I did just recently read Jumpstart by Kayla James. That's second chance, and I loved it. It was the circumstances, I think, that we were under that I really enjoyed it. This one I think could be a good one because second chance seems to work for me if we get really, like, you know, really get into the backstory of the relationship and we get a good chunk of time with them in the backstory, then maybe see it fall apart and then come back to it again. I think I get really invested in that. There is one that was by Tessa Bailey as part of the Fixer Up series. Is it called Fixer Up? Yeah, Fixer Up series. It's the middle one. It's like Love Me, Lose Me or something. I'll show a picture of the cover here. That one didn't really work for me because they'd already fallen apart. The marriage had already fallen apart and we were just getting them trying to build it back up again, going to counselling, things like that. And it didn't really work for me. It kind of fell flat on its face. So I'm hoping this one will give us some of the relationship like before it fell apart. Then we see it fall apart maybe, and then we get into the whole second chance portion of it. Fingers crossed. In this one we are following Yasmin and Josiah. So their love was supposed to last forever, but when life delivered blow after devastating blow, Yasmin and Josiah found that love had its limits. It couldn't save their marriage. Yasmin wasn't prepared for how life fell apart, but she's finally starting to find joy again. She and Josiah have found a new rhythm, co-parenting their 2 kids and running a thriving business together. Yet, like magnets, they're always drawn back to each other, and now they're beginning to wonder if they're truly ready to let go of everything they once had. One stolen kiss leads to another and then more. It's hot, it's illicit, it's good, until it starts to hurt again. As old wounds reopen, Yasmin and Josiah wonder if it's too late for them to find forever, or could they be even better the second time round? This sounds fantastic and I'm really looking forward to it. I've heard incredible things. So I am very excited about this one. I know Gavin read it for his library challenge, I think, and really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to that one. I think Kennedy Ryan could be a new favourite author for me. I've also got Kingmaker on my TBR, so that could be another one that I read from her in 2025. Then we've got one that for some reason, I don't know what it is about this book in general, but the series as a whole, I've seen I've not even heard a lot of stuff about it, but I've seen some incredible reviews, and I don't know what it is about this. It just gives me vibes that I'm gonna absolutely love this series. It is a completed quartet, romantasy quartet, and it is the Legend of Thesma series by Helen Shearer. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I think that Blood and Steel is going to be a 5-star prediction for me. If not, in general, the whole series. On occasion, sometimes, I love the first book, but if I know I'm probably going to enjoy the second book more, I end up giving this like a 4 or 4.5, just so that my rating makes sense as you go along if I love the second one more. But we'll see what happens with this. I'm really excited about it. Don't know a whole deal about this one. I don't know if there's like a, you know, a trial in play here. I'm not sure. With her death foretold, Althena Zoltaire only has 3 years to become what she always dreamed of being, a warrior legend. Women are forbidden to wield blades, so she's trained in secret her entire life. Now racing against the clock, she fights to secure her place with the elite guild charged with protection of the 5 kingdoms. The sparring and hazing of the new trainees border on deadly, but even more dangerous is her growing attraction to Wilder Hawthorne. I love that name. Her unwilling warrior chaperone. All around them, schemes are afoot and darkness looms. Will Althena pass the perilous initiation test and take her place as a champion of Thesma, or will the invading evil snatch away her dream before it starts? Blood and Steel is the first book in the heart-pounding epic romantic fantasy series, The Legends of Thesma. I'm so excited about reading this. It just sounds incredible. And this book is stunning underneath the dust jacket as well. So yeah, I'm very, very hyped for this one. And I think I'm actually going to be reading this series with my patrons. We're doing like a not quite committed buddy read with this, so it will be starting in February, and I'm very excited about reading the whole series. So 5-star prediction for this one for sure. And then the 3 books then that will be coming out in 2025, maybe let's do these in order of when they'll be coming out. So let's do that. So the first one does come out in January, and it is Watermoon by Samantha Soto Yamboa. Don't ask me why this gives me 5-star feels, it just does. It just sounds really, really interesting. And thank you to Bantam for sending me a copy of this, the publisher. I really appreciate it. So the synopsis for this one: on a back street in Tokyo lies a pawn shop, but not everyone can find it. Most will see only a cozy ramen restaurant, and just the chosen ones, those who are lost, will find a place to pawn their life choices and deepest regrets. Hana Ishikawa wakes up on her first morning as new owner to find the pawn shop ransacked, the shop's most precious acquisition stolen, and her father missing. And then into the shop stumbles a charming stranger, quite unlike her other customers, for he offers to help instead of seeking it. Together they must journey through a mystical world to find Hannah's father and the stolen choice, through rain puddles, hitching rides on paper cranes, across the bridge between midnight and morning, and through the night market in the clouds. But as they get close to the truth, Hannah must reveal a secret of her own and risk making a choice she will never be able to take back. It just sounds so interesting. Imagine flying around on paper cranes. Like, how cool is that? I'm so excited to give this a read. It sounds incredible. So yeah, very hyped for this one indeed. I'm hoping to get to this one. It comes out January 23rd, so I am hoping to get to it before then, but if not, I will probably, if there's an audiobook, get the audiobook on that day and try and read it on release day. But it sounds so interesting. I'm very excited to get to it. Then on the 3rd of April, we have Fair Play by Louise Hegarty. This one, honestly, is the kind of the layout of the book that I think is really going to give me incredible feelings on this one. Like, it's a locked room mystery, but it's laid out in a really interesting way. Wait, why is there no chapters? Okay, no, I found them. It's laid out in a really interesting way. So you get, it's going to be quite an immersive read, I think. So there's like an invitation to the thing that's happening, and then we got like a really long chapter. Not sure why that's so long. And then we've got like different parts as well. So this one is like a cast of characters, and there's just, I think it's going to be Fair Play rules. I think it's just going to be a really immersive read, and I'm very excited about reading it. So this one says, a wild and inventive debut from an astonishing new voice from Ireland. Love that. Excited. It's a debut. It's a new voice from Ireland. So excited. Abigail and her brother Benjamin have always been close. To celebrate his birthday, Abigail hires a grand old house and gathers their friends together for a murder mystery party. As the night goes on, they drink too much and play games. Relationships are forged, consolidated, or frayed. Someone kisses someone they shouldn't, someone else's heart is broken. In the morning, everyone wakes up except Benjamin. Suddenly, everything is not quite what it seems. An eminent detective arrives, determined to find Benjamin's killer. The house now has a butler, a gardener, and a housekeeper. This is a locked room mystery, and everyone is a suspect. As Abigail attempts to fathom her brother's unexpected death in a world that has been turned upside down, she begins to wonder whether perhaps the true mystery might have been his life. It sounds so interesting. John McGregor has said, an ingenious puzzle box of a novel. This is a wonderful debut. I can't wait to read it. It's definitely giving 5-star feels. I don't know why, but it is. I love me a good book that's going to be, you know, a super interesting read and a fast-paced read as well, which I think this could be. And then last but by no means least, coming out on the 22nd of April, we do have When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. Have I read from Nat Cassidy before? I don't think I have read from him before. But I do have Mary on my TBR and I really want to read that. So this one I'm really excited about, and I can't believe I've actually got a copy of it. Like, I'm kind of shooketh, I'm not gonna lie. The writing in here though, the text in here is absolutely minuscule. Look at that. But I'm really excited for this one. So the synopsis for this says, an unabashed, adrenaline-fueled pop horror thriller about parenthood and other monsters, perfect for fans of Joe Hill and Grady Hendrix. Read from Grady Hendrix, but not Joe Hill, but I'm aware of his works. One night, Jess, a struggling actress, finds a 5-year-old runaway hiding in the bushes outside her apartment. After a violent, bloody encounter with the boy's father, she and the boy find themselves running for their lives. As they attempt to evade the boy's increasingly desperate father, horrifying incidents of butchery follow them. At first, Jess thinks she understands what they're up against, but she's about to learn there's more to these surreal and grisly events than she could ever imagined. And that when the wolf finally comes home, none will be spared. It sounds so interesting and I'm really intrigued. I think the thing I'm most intrigued about this is that it sounds like a simple concept. A dad seems to be abusing a boy. This woman has come across the boy and she takes the boy and she's trying to save the boy. It seems like a really simple concept, but I bet there's a lot more to it than that. So I'm really interested about this one. And for some reason, I just get 5-star vibes from Nat Cassidy, so I'm very intrigued to go into this one and give this one a read as well. I've also got 5-star vibes from Mary, but I decided to put this one on because it's a new release for 2025 and it makes sense, and I have a copy, so I might as well. So yeah, this one does come out in April as well as Fair Play. So those are the 5 books that I think could get 5 stars from me this year. There is a whole in 2025. There is a whole bunch of books that I think could get 5 stars from me, but again, we'd be going down the route of established authors that I've already got relationships with, established series that I'm already a part of, things like that, which I feel like in a way is a little bit of cheating because I already know what I'm getting into. Whereas these lot, I have no idea. I've never read from these authors before. These are not part of series that I've already started, you know, so I think they're going to be really interesting reads and I'm very excited to see what comes of these and what ratings I end up giving them. And I thought 5-star releases in 2025 was quite nice as well, so I didn't want to do too many because otherwise you end up with a whole bunch of TBRs for the year and then your TBR for the year is set, you know. I've got 25 books in 2025 coming out very soon for you. I've already got the Our Fantasy TBR, I've already got the Horror Bingo TBR, so I didn't want to get too giddy with the 5-star predictions, but I thought 5-star predictions for 2025 was very nice. So let me know in the comments down below, have you read any of these? Obviously mostly these because these haven't come out yet. Some of you may have read them, but they haven't come out yet. But these, if you've read them, let me know in the comments down below what were your thoughts. But I'm excited to give them all a read and I'm excited to know what my thoughts are going to be, and maybe I can do like a reactions video to this in a year's time and we'll see whether or not I was correct. Whether or not I even read them, but whether or not I was correct. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Chat to me in the comments down below and I'll see you tomorrow for day 2 of Bookmas. Bye for now.